Imagine a quiet lakeside community where the biggest drama is usually a late lawn mowing. That's where I, Ethan Carter, an IT freelancer, built my sanctuary a home office with a rock-solid 200 megabits per second fiber connection, perfect for coding and sipping morning coffee on the deck. For 3 years, it was paradise. The Homeowners Association, HOA, was tame, neighbors kept to themselves, and life was good. Then the Harrisons moved in across the street, and my peaceful world turned into a battlefield over something as trivial as Wi-Fi. It started with a 12-year-old kid calling 911, accusing me of stealing his internet, and ended with a neighborhood uprising that exposed corruption and taught everyone a lesson about boundaries. Buckle up, this is a wild ride. The trouble began when Victoria Harrison, the new HOA president, rolled in like a storm in her gleaming BMW. Within days, she was patrolling the neighborhood, clipboard in hand, measuring flower beds and snapping photos of mailboxes. Her son, Dylan, was a 12-year-old with golden hair, designer sneakers, and an entitlement that screamed he'd never heard no. He made his rounds, asking neighbors about their gaming setups and Wi-Fi speeds, his eyes gleaming with calculation. I should have seen the red flags, but I was too busy debugging a client's website to notice the chaos brewing. It started innocently enough. I spotted Dylan crouched behind a neighbor's hedge, iPhone in hand, scanning for Wi-Fi signals. My network, CarterNet 200, glowed on his screen from 6 feet away. "Looking for something, Dylan?" I called out. He jumped, mumbling about admiring the Lockyer Lake clearly visible from his own yard. "Your phone picking up anything interesting?" I teased. His face flushed, and he scurried off, but the look he shot me was pure strategy. This kid wasn't done. 2 days later, he knocked on my door, flashing a smile that probably charmed teachers and grandparents. "Hi, Mr. Carter. I'm Dylan from across the street. Can I borrow your Wi-Fi password? Just for homework." His tone was practiced, his gray eyes wide with fake innocence. I almost admired his nerve. "Sorry, Dylan, this connection's for my work. Talk to your parents about upgrading your plan." His smile faltered. "But I need it for school projects. Our internet's so slow, and I keep disconnecting from games with my friends." The excuses piled up: schoolwork, social isolation, missing trends. When I suggested he ask his mom for better internet, his mask slipped. "You're being unfair," he snapped. "Everyone shares Wi-Fi. My mom's the HOA president, you know. She enforces community rules." The threat was clear, wrapped in a kid's tantrum. I shut the door, watching him stomp home, already dialing what I assumed was a dramatic call to Victoria. Dylan didn't back down. The next morning, he walked his dog past my house, the leash suspiciously long, dragging him close to my router's range while he tapped his phone. Day 2, he angled an old tablet on their patio toward my house, my router logs showing it trying to connect every 30 seconds for hours. By day 3, he'd roped in his friend Nate to study, on their lawn, both furiously trying to crack my WPA2 encryption with some sketchy app. I watched via security cameras, saving screenshots of their failed hacks. Then Dylan went political, spreading rumors. My neighbor, Tom Nguyen, warned me Dylan was asking about suspicious Wi-Fi activity that might be slowing everyone's internet. He told another neighbor my network name was weird and hinted I might be running illegal operations. At 12, he was working the rumor mill like a pro. I decided to teach him a lesson in digital boundaries. I changed my Wi-Fi name to Dylan, Stop Snooping. The reaction was instant. Dylan saw it, bolted inside, and 5 minutes later, Victoria was glaring at my house from her porch. Day 2, ask your mom for internet. Day 3, no free Wi-Fi for Karens. Day 4, Dylan needs a hobby. Each name sparked frantic mother-son huddles, visible through their kitchen window. On day 5, I went for the jugular. Dylan calls 911 next. A joke, right? Who'd call emergency services over Wi-Fi? Apparently, Dylan. Tuesday morning, sirens wailed down our street, stopping at my driveway. 2 cops, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else, approached. "Mr. Carter," Officer Daniels sighed. "We got a 911 call about internet theft and cyber harassment." I laughed, unable to process the absurdity. "You're here because a kid can't get my Wi-Fi password?" Daniels checked his notes. "The caller says you're stealing his internet and bullying him with mean network names." Before I could respond, Victoria Power walked over. All business. Officers, my son's been digitally harassed. This neighbor's excluding him from community internet and taunting him. I showed them my router admin panel. This is my private network. I pay for it. No loss as I have to share. Victoria doubled down, claiming Dylan's learning disabilities required internet for educational apps. The cops weren't buying it. Ma'am, 911's for emergencies, not Wi-Fi disputes, Officer Lee said. False calls are illegal. They warned Victoria and Dylan, handed her a 911 misuse pamphlet, and left. Dylan, peeking from behind his house, looked defeated. But Victoria's cold stare promised more trouble. The 911 call became neighborhood lore. The dispatcher's audio Dylan whining about homework and gaming while she explained 911 wasn't for internet fight spread like wildfire. I felt vindicated, but Victoria's next move was a formal HOA complaint taped to my door, accusing me of harassing minors. She was doubling down, weaponizing her authority. I'd had enough. Time to teach the Harrisons about consequences. I spent $800 on 6 enterprise-grade wireless access points, creating Operation Signal Storm. Legally, I broadcasted on public frequencies, but my setup drowned the Harrison house in interference. Fake networks like Dylan 911 Hotline and Victoria, Control Your Kid, taunted them while their device is Dylan's Xbox, Victoria's smart doorbell. Even her thermostat failed. Dylan's gaming crashed. Victoria's smart home crumbled. She called Comcast, AT&T, even the city, but technicians found no issues. Her service was fine, just choked by my signals. I spared friendly neighbors like Tom, tweaking signals to keep their internet stable. By Saturday, Dylan was pacing his yard, holding his phone skyward, while Victoria screamed at tech support. It was chaos, and I was just getting started. Victoria called an emergency HOA meeting, claiming a digital attack targeted her family. I arrived with my laptop, feigning concern. 5 minutes before, I disabled my equipment, rendering the airwaves clear. I ran a network scan, projecting clean results. No interference here, Mrs. Harrison. Maybe your ISP fixed it. Her PowerPoint about sabotage looked foolish as neighbors confirmed their internet was fine. Humiliated, she fumed as I reactivated my setup that night, plunging her house back into digital hell. But Victoria fought dirty. She slapped me with HOA fines, $300 for my laptop visible through my window, $500 for commercial activity, my freelancing, $200 for my noisy keyboard. Worse, she trashed my reputation online, costing me $12,000 in client contracts. I nearly quit, browsing homes in other states. Then I remembered my childhood HOA bullies tormenting my family over a fence. I wasn't running again. I dug into HOA records, uncovering Victoria's corruption. $3,200 funneled to her brother-in-law's landscaping firm. $1,800 vanished on fake Wi-Fi upgrades and unilateral decisions bypassing votes. I rallied neighbors Tom. The Patels, Lisa Chinwood faced her bogus fines. At the next HOA meeting, I presented my evidence, financial records, emails, violations. Victoria exploded, accusing me of targeting her family, but the room turned. Didn't your son call 911 over Wi-Fi? Tom shot back, sparking laughter. With 9 households support, we voted 17-3 to oust Victoria. Lisa became interim president, vowing transparency. Victoria stormed out, Dylan trailing, head down. Days later, Dylan apologized, handing me a heartfelt note. I'm sorry for calling 911. I just wanted to game. I accepted, advising him to ask politely next time. Victoria stayed quiet, her power broken. I shut down my interference gear, and the neighborhood's Wi-Fi healed. My network name? Justice served. The HOA became fair, my sanctuary was restored, and I proved bullies only win when you don't fight back. But was my digital warfare too far, or did Victoria and Dylan deserve it? What would you have done?